19th of July 2022. Look at the bright yellow, actually. It's not oilseed rape. That's in the countryside. But what is that? You know, actually, Google have the Google Lens app for identifying plants and animals, but really, even if you go right up close to a plant, it doesn't seem to provide details. It just comes up with flowers sometimes. No matter how upset you feel, don't take your anger out on the doctor. They're well-meaning people. But I mean, still, they can be greedy, really greedy. All that money. I mean, when you consider Florence Nightingale and Mother Teresa, they really worked for less money. I mean, really, it's the technology aids for mobility that are going to help people keep independence. For longer. You know, mobile technology for video capture is useful. The more novel, discrete forms of capture, video capture, really are limited in a sense to outdoors for better quality. Use them indoors and the video quality is not that great. That's linked to really the ISO standard in photography. You've got to think about 200 used to be good for film cameras indoors. 100 was for outdoors. It all harks back to that. Video capture. Video captures better outside when it's bright. I mean, really, it's the sun that provides illumination outside. What's actually here? Well, that's the preschool toddler nursery. Ah, the Buddhist temple. It's Thursday the 21st of July 2021, around 23 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. Queue of traffic around the 5 Mile garage. And this van just pulled up, blocking the cycle path. This is the queue for petrol. How much is it? Well, I can't understand that. 172.9, 189.9, that's not a price. You need price points. They're easy to understand. Who understands diesel per litre, unleaded per litre? No, you need prices clearly advertised. Oh, this is Esso Garage. Where pricing and advertising is not clearly advertised. I don't understand that. The Esso Garage. Diesel per litre, petrol per litre. Who understands it really? I mean, mechanics are usually men. It's mechanics and engineering is usually a male-dominated profession. I don't understand diesel per litre, petrol per litre. That was the Esso 5 Mile Garage. Queues of traffic, heavy logging. You know, the Esso 5 Mile Garage advertises diesel and petrol per litre, but it's not translated into clear, easily understandable price points and prices. It's the 21st of July 2022. This is Riverside Drive. There's the river. And actually, it is now 20 years since these flats were built. These ones. 20 years. These ones, I mean, they might be needing maintenance issues now. The coloured building on the banks of the river, that was 20 years ago, 2002. Dated in time. This was one of Dad's buildings at a surveyor. 20 years ago it went up. I know this one because there was photos of it. It was the colourful building by the River Dee. So this building here, it might actually have maintenance issues now. It's been up for 20 years. Actually, this is an office block. There's the car park. This is an office. It was built 20 years ago. Probably got maintenance issues now. That's what, after a building has been established for some time, it gets maintenance issues. I know about this one. I don't know about many others, but I know about this one. The attractive building on the banks of the River Dee. This is an office block, built 20 years ago, around 2002. Oh, it's NEO House. This is an office block. I knew it was an office block before I read the sign. Might have maintenance issues now. It's a modern building, built 20 years ago, no granite. You know, there's actually digital evidence that this building was one of Dad's. This is a modern building. A modern building. And here's the bridge, the footbridge. footbridge is linked to the Queen. This is really Tullus, what I'm looking at. 21st of July 2022. This is looking over to Tullus. It's an industrial estate. Really. Tullus and Alton's, they're both industrial estates. Tullus also has Tullus Primary. Tullus Primary is along the end of this road, turn right. You know, actually, it's better to familiarise yourself with the streets and street names in Aberdeen than rely on online maps, because with online maps, sometimes you don't know which direction the little arrow or dot is pointing if you try to use maps. These are the issues people are going to face if they embrace active travel. You need to get ahead. And actually, it's better to be familiar with an area. So if you're going to produce news and video, scale it up from a newspaper point of view, online media, you need to divide people into areas by geography, make them familiar with territories. Is this the future? Multimedia news, what happens really? Instead of the printed news, which is always way behind. I mean, when you're teaching computing, you need to get ahead, anticipate the problems. And this is Tullus, actually. It's an industrial estate. 21st of July, 2022. I mean, really, what we want is all these women outside on bikes, shooting video to show what really happens. Women of the media, the local media, local to a specific place, a town and a city. But actually, the web is global. And actually, digital skills education on the web can reach lots of people all over the world. This is how you transform news, make a difference. Teach computing alongside showing what's happening. This is innovative. And now is the time to do it, because you've got the high-speed multimedia networks with mobile data. 4G, 5G coming. 5G actually relies on analog to digital conversion, freeing up analog spectrum for auctions for 5G. No time like the present. The time is now for multimedia and audio, video and audio convergence over high-speed fibre optic networks, as well as 4G, 5G mobile data. Fibre optics supports Wi-Fi, wireless communication. This is the community woodland. Kingswells. This is up behind Kingswells. Well, there's a path, grass. Really, well, that path just runs up along behind Kingswells. But really, there's this path. It takes you back into the streets. Saturday. 23rd of July 2022. Dates matter. Seeing the date on a video can pinpoint when the video was captured when looking back. For capturing street signs, actually, that enables you to actually see where you were. Street signs on the street level. I mean, that's different to geotagging via Facebook. It's something different. Geotagging is suited for an online life and for seeing what you're seeing where friends may be gone. But actually, if you think about it, when people upload lots of videos to a social network and Facebook says it's free forever for users. It might not be. It's not a sustainable business model without people paying. And there's the issue of memorialising profiles for the people that have died off, for loved ones to do, for those that have passed away, to avoid data being deleted, getting locked and disappearing into history. I mean, loved ones of relatives that have passed away need to take ownership of files and possessions and champion the cause of those that have passed away to really make them matter, their lives matter and felt. I mean, often those that have passed away, their lives live on in their children and grandchildren. Some people might not have any, but that's the reason for making your presence felt around communities. I mean, but nowadays you can't get a statue of yourself erected in Union Terrace Gardens, actually, because well, the gardens are kind of, it's a construction site, but you can still see the Victorian marble staircase. I mean, there was issues with that. Bits of it were moved. Builders were pinching bits. Mention no names. People don't like being identified. That's another issue too. Identities. Identity theft. Look at this. Urban Kingswells. Saturday the 23rd of July 2022. Look at all these solar panels. The Old Age Pensions Act 1908. That was introduced by Herbert Henry Asquith when he was British Prime Minister. The Old Age Pensions Act 1908, that gave rise to a retirement age of 70. 70. Working age till 70. That's the Old Age Pensions Act 1908. And this is Sustainable Kingswells. Sustainability relies on people going out to work. But not everyone is in work. But actually, people producing something, some sort of evidence, whether it's digital, tangible, in the real world, that's proof they're trying. Some people can be trying their whole lives, but anyway, Old Age Pensions Act 1908 made age 70 the working age. No pensions before that time. And you've got to remember the House of Lords, actually, early 20th century, it took unemployed people and put them in the House of Lords. But then the House of Lords also has all these hereditary peers based on land and wealth. This is a big issue. And look, I'm making it matter to the people of Kingswell, sustainable Kingswells, all these solar panels, all these people that can afford to put solar panels on their roofs to get discounts on electricity bills. You need to make it matter, connect with communities, intimidate them to really make progress. I mean, look at all these well-built houses with families. Make it matter to communities, deliver the content. Keep videos short and snappy. Be effective. Make people complain to scottish.ministers@gov.scot. The more people that complain about the same issue, you can start a protest on the UK government or Prime Minister's website, the petition site. You know that one. You can start a protest. More people complaining about the same issues will get something done. Let's make it matter to the people here. Kingswell, sustainable Kingswells, alongside the Path network off Kingswood Avenue. Making it matter, making it count. Make your view heard. It's Monday the 25th of July 2022 and it looks like, is that a hay bale harvest wrapped up in these plastic fibres, plastic paper fibres here. Anyway, there's Aberdeen in the distance, Hazelhead. The tall skyscrapers. You know, this road actually is quiet because there's workmen improving the road surface near King's Wells. And actually, when you're going along a country road, stretches of downhill and also the wind can move you along. You shouldn't really stop on country roads. You need to keep moving, keep into the side. General safety advice. And also try and keep in a straight line. That prevents falling off in a sense, wobbling. But also if you go slower rather than at speed, it's easier to stop in more natural ways. Using the side of the road, grass verges and also even feet. I mean, you can still make progress on a bike. This is a quiet road. The road to Bucksburn. Out in the countryside. I guess this is a panorama, but it's not a 360 panorama in the traditional sense. No, it's a 360 movement of a person moving a camera. That's a panorama too. That's a better panorama. It's more immersive, with a narrative also, with more controlled movement of video. Not like the panorama, the 360 that you might get built into a phone. I mean, there's a role for humans and manual video shooting in a natural setting, in the countryside, in an urban built-up environment. Now this road is quieter. The road between Kingswells, it's because it's closed, and Keppel Hills, also the graveyard there, and Bucksburn. It's Wednesday, the 27th of July 2022, and you can see this is actually West Hill from above, and this path, I think, has been tarred relatively well in the recent past. It looks like it's been tarred. It's been tarred from the bottom up here. The surface has definitely been improved. Is this the West Hill orbital path? It's not entirely clear, actually, because there's no signs as such. It's not clear if the West Hill orbital path comes up this way and goes over the hill of Keir. Not completely clear. But I mean, from here, you can see the Meadowlands houses. They were being built around 1999, 1998, going up around then. So that's the Meadowlands area of West Hill. So it's just over 20 years old. Before they were built, you've got to remember there were sheds, barns at the top of West Hill. The entrance road to Kintore and Inverurie. There was barns. big a farmer's barn. I mean, you've got to remember West Hill is actually surrounded in countryside. Several farms actually. That's worth remembering. Yes, actually, that pylon on top of the hill is Brimond Hill. And the pylon, well, there's an electricity substation and there's also satellites on the pylon. And it's protected by smart water. That's protecting metal theft, tracing metal, preventing theft, being able to trace it, smart water. I mean, you've got to go up the hill to see the detail. That's exploration. And it's been happening ever since Sir Francis Drake circumnavigated the globe in the Golden Hind. It's the 3rd of August 2022. Hazelhead. There's the Hazelhead roundabout. All those bushes on it. Look at this long grass. This is early August. Not much rainfall actually. And all this grass, this long grass, reeds, they've really grown up. Unkept land. Well, at Hazelhead. Hazelhead. There's an evergreen tree. It's really green. Is this global warming? The heat of the day? I mean, in future, people might stay indoors during the day, come out late afternoon in the evening. But actually, this is around about midday. It's not 40 degrees. No, this is the northeast of Scotland. It's not that. It's warm. It's a nice temperature. I mean, it's a great place for a vacation. Lots to see and do in the northeast of Scotland. There's all these castles. Craigivar, near Afford, Drum Castle, near Garlogie, and Peter Cooter, Crathis Castle, near Bankery, Fraser Castle, near Kebney, there's castles around. Oh, there's a Fyvie Castle. There's a castle at Tarvis around that area. There's a castle around there's actually a care home in Turfins, but actually there's a castle around Turriff. Turriff and Turfins? Similar sounding name. Is that why the children are doing Jollyphonics? These similar sounds to teach language. By Albine Place, there's a taxi rank. This is St Margaret's School for Girls, st-margaret.aberdeen.sch.uk. Okay. For ages 3 to 18, Scottish Independent Secondary School of the Year 2020. This is St Margaret's. There's cars here. Shortly after 5 p.m. on the 11th of August 2022, it's still the summer holidays. 7 weeks in Aberdeen. There's parking here. Sign says visitor parking. There's visitor parking. No disabled bays there. Are these disabled bays? It doesn't look like it. So this is still a girls' school. Queen's Road is actually shut westbound. No one in this lane. The road's shut. This is roadworks. No entry. Now look at these spaces. They look to be normal parking bays. This is the entrance, St Margaret's School for Girls. Yes, it's visitor parking, please ring bell. This is St Margaret's. Big grey granite building. Stone building. Trees out front. So the road's closed. People are taking advantage. Look at this motorcycle. Look at the trees out front, St Margaret's School. And this is Ruberslow Terrace. No, Ruberslow Terrace Gardens. Not Union Terrace Gardens. No, they're under construction. This is Ruberslow Terrace. Do you remember that property? The one across there? That was the home of the Broadbent family. The house went on fire. The young kid, Callum Broadbent, inside. No, he wasn't inside. His mum sent him away to stay at a friend's. She was upstairs. The house went on fire. The mum died. That's the house across there, next to the one with the bonny garden. Well, it may be the one with the bonny garden. This is rejuvenation. New life. New families. This is Fair Park. Well, it's the Fair Park area of West Hill, just north of West Hill Academy. Defining landmarks. That can help to pinpoint locations. Yeah, that was the home of Callum Broadbent. He'll be alive. He was a child, teenager. Lost his mum. West Hill, a death in West Hill. It wasn't covered by the mainstream media. Some go unreported, actually. It was the home across there. House went on fire. Always important to remember events. And now there's solar panels on the roof of the house, and the one next door. And that's the one with the garden that attracts bees. Colourful plants. And maybe the one next door. Learning about the history of your home. Who's living there now? Well, the history. You want to know the history of that? That one went on fire. Burnt down. It's the residents that have lived longer in a town or city that know about the developments that have happened and the major scandals. Like, think about Piper Alpha. You remember that. It was a fire safety measure that all these oil workers in a metal box for fire safety, and it plunged to the floor of the North Sea. That was the Piper Alpha disaster. That's why there's so many names written up on the board. And the Hazelhead Memorial. Who remembers? What goes around in the mainstream media might not be the facts. It might get obscured because really the truth is hard-hitting. And actually it's a criminal offence to tell the truth, to scare people, alarm them. This is the problem you face. Telling the truth. And the foundation of the BBC is trust. This is what you pay your TV licence for. Public money.